my overall answer is not going to be what you expect. Hello and welcome. My name is Dr. Ryan Peebles, and I've dedicated the last 20 years of my life to better understanding and reversing the root causes of chronic lower back pain. So, what are the best exercises for lower back pain? I do have an answer for those of you who are looking for specific exercises that you can apply to your life, but my real answer is it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And if you can grasp that, and you only take away one thing from this session, and you could grasp that it's not about which exercise you do, it's about how you do it, and really understand what I mean by that, it has the potential to have a life-changing impact on your understanding of back pain, how to get out of the cycle. Even an exercise like the squat, which I'm doing now, could be good for you, or it could be bad for you. And the exercise doesn't change. Even the form of the exercise may not change. It's about what's happening on the inside and how you're relating to your body and whether or not you're connected to your core, your stability, your source of posture and central support in your body. So in this picture, I'm doing a squat. If you look at my core, it is not engaged. It's not turned on. It's almost like hollowed out. You can see my rib cage is flaring. My belly kind of sucks in a little bit. In some disciplines, they actually teach this. They would call it abdominal hollowing. We don't teach this here, and I don't recommend it. And so we're going to talk about why this means that your core is not connected, basically disengaged. Here's a side view, and you can see the same thing is going on. Even though my form looks perfect and I'm generally pretty fit, something is going seriously wrong here, and that's this area right here. It's a disconnection. I'm heavily reliant on my legs, my quads, and my back muscles are doing all the work to hold me up. There's an imbalance here. This is turned off, this is turned on heavily, and my quads are just firing on all cylinders. You can't really see this. It's the way that you're relating to your body. And so this is how hard my back muscles were working. I'm just standing here. I'm not doing any exercise right now, just standing, resting. You can see how tense my lower back muscles are. They are as taut as guitar strings. That means they're overworked. They're working really hard to help me do just basic things in life. They get overdeveloped. This is underworking, and so those guys in the back are overworking to compensate. And so I'm showing you that you can do a squat and it can look good and you can have good form, but this is bad for me. And there is an imbalance that is leading me to have continued back pain, which I was experiencing at this point in my life. And so we're going to look at a contrast to this. I've now learned how to move my body with a connected core, and we can see that there is no longer a rib hump where my rib is flaring and abdominal hollowing. The core is connected. You have a straight line here, and you can see activity in the muscles of my core. And this is an example of core-based movement. And I'm doing the same exact motion. I'm doing a squat, and this is good for my body because my spine is supported. So it doesn't matter what you do, it matters how you do it. And the important thing is that your center of your power, your center of your body is active, it's turned on. If you ever look at an infant, you never see the rib flare on a baby, and they have an extremely strong core, and it's always connected just naturally. That's the way we were born. Arms and legs are not that strong yet, but this center is very strong, and they can lift their legs up off the ground, always maintaining connection here. Every muscle in here is engaged. So baby doing a squat, pick up ball. There is no hollowing, there is no rib flare, there is no point at any point where the core is disengaged. We can look at any movement. Let's just say we're getting up and down from the ground, okay? Same thing. This is turned on. That movement can become good for you. Throughout all of these movements, if you can maintain a center of power in your core, then that movement can become good for your body. And so what we want to go for is core-based movement. So deep core is active. It is the source. It is the origination of your movement and is your center of power and stability. And so if you can reach this point, this is what you can achieve through core stability, is to be able to do movements that exercise your body with your spine supported, and it doesn't really matter what you're doing. So that's the answer, is it doesn't matter what exercise you're doing, even if I were to tell you my favorite exercises for lower back pain, which I'm going to tell you, and you were to do them, without that core connection, then it wouldn't be good for you. Even my most favorite exercise for lower back pain could cause damage. So let's talk about the bridge. Why is the bridge my favorite exercise? It's the only exercise I know of on the planet that simultaneously corrects two major muscle imbalances, the hardest ones to correct, at the same time. So part of the muscle imbalance that occurs is the hip flexors get overly tight. They're overworked, we overuse them. Well, the bridge lengthens those hip flexors. It not only gets lengthened when you open up the front of your hips. As you come up in the bridge, you're opening the front of your hips, but it also gets lengthened over your knee as you bend your knee. And there's not really any exercises on the planet other than the bridge where you're opening your hips and bending your knees at the same time. So it's lengthening this muscle to its full capacity, and simultaneously it is strengthening the glutes. These are the muscles we sit on and the muscles that tend to become underactive. We don't use them while we're sitting, so they're just getting smashed under our body weight, and then we get up and try to walk around and they don't really function quite as optimally as they should. It's doing two wonderful things at the same time, this and this. One of the things about the bridge and any exercise that you do that's good for you is that I love is that you feel the benefits immediately. You can do the bridge for say 5 minutes and then get up off the floor and your body feels better, feels more in balance. And so I love that about the bridge. And it's only 5 minutes of your day. You can correct problems with the bridge that somebody might go get surgery for. You have to be doing the bridge right. And my definition of right is that you're connected to your abdominal core, specifically the deep core, throughout the entire time, continuous breathing. And that would be maintaining the connection between your pubic bone and your rib cage in the front. And so that is what protects your back. And if that connection is not there, say like this, where these muscles are turned off, and I go to do the bridge and open up the front of my hips and arch my lower back, and this is not connected, I have potentially could be causing damage and hurting my spine. This is what happens, and I started getting back problems. I did everything I could to try to get out of pain. I asked the question that I get asked all the time, what are the best exercises? I went to every expert I could find, and I still got worse. And I continue to get worse for 10 years while trying to do everything I could. What I never realized was this disconnection right here was the problem. It wasn't that I wasn't doing the right exercises. It wasn't that I didn't have good form, because as you could see from those pictures, my form looked good. It was that I was missing a link, a really important link. I dealt with all kinds of things. Sciatica by age 25. And this was just after working at a Christmas tree lot. And so obviously lifting the trees was hurting my back because I was doing them with no core. But on the flip side, had I had a good core connection, lifting those trees could then become good for me. It's not what you're doing, it's how you do it. I couldn't do my activities and my passions like surfing anymore. I couldn't rock climb. I couldn't play basketball. I was becoming immobile at a pretty young age. I tried everything I could for so many years, and the only place I've landed is learning how to move in a healthy way all day long. Not just when you're doing your 2-hour workout or your 30-minute workout of the day. I mean, at certain points in my life, I was going to the gym for 2 hours plus every single day just to try and stay out of a pain for a little bit of hours. But what I learned is it's about this 97%. This is what's important. So we learn to move healthy. We learn to move connected. I'm going to be getting close to 40 now, and I can surf. How weird. That's because I've brought my body back into balance. And so this exercise alone, when done right, is very powerful and is my favorite one. So that's my practical answer to the question. But the real answer, the part one answer, my truth is that it doesn't matter what you do. It matters how you do it.